come. And Gerald and I talked, and he talked about his goals and the board's goals, and I kept looking around, and I told Gerald, I said, Gerald, I don't know, man. I don't think I can do this. And he says, Mike, he says, look at it like this. Pretend you're a football coach, and you're taking over an 0-12 team. All you gotta do is win one. All you gotta do is win one, and you're successful. So we've had some small victories here at the Hall of Fame. We've opened the museum store that was shuttered for 6 years before I got here. We replaced all the lighting in the museum halls with LED lighting, thanks to 2 grants that we got from ADECA. We replaced our chiller and upgraded our AC units. And we entered into a maintenance contract for the HVAC, which has really helped us. Well, we've had numerous roof and plumbing repairs that we've done here at the Hall of Fame. We refurbished our event center, and we opened the museum's first new exhibit in 40 years, the DEI exhibit, a real exhibit, not just a car and a plaque, but in actual cars with some artwork, and it's really nice. So today, in our 40th anniversary year, we celebrate our biggest win yet, a sure enough win against a top-ranked opponent, the opening of the newly renovated Staley building, which we like to call our Alabama Heritage Room. I have a lot of people to thank today, but first I want to thank our board of directors. Board, would you please stand? The members that are here, they bought into my vision for this place and were supportive since the very beginning. We appreciate you. And I'd like to introduce the chairman of our board, Gerald Dial. Gerald, as I said, hired me 3.5 years ago. I'm not sure he knew what he was getting into, and I know I wasn't sure what I was getting into, but Gerald, if you'd come forward and say a few words, I'd appreciate it. Gerald Dial.
What Mike didn't tell you is I knew him when I was a football coach, and he was doing the sports, and he used to fly over to Louisville and do our football games. So I knew Mike, and I knew what kind of guy he was when we hired him. Well, let me tell each of you, thank you for being here. 40 years ago today, this year, we cut the ribbon on Bill Francis' dream. Bill Francis came to me as a young legislator and said, I've got a dream. I want Alabama to have a sports hall of fame. He said, I'll give you 35 acres next to the track to build your facility. We began to work on that, and there's a gentleman here I want to recognize too. Lou Watson, hold up your hand. Lou Watson, the mayor of Lincoln, was on that board. He was one of the original members along with Mark Bowen. We began to work, and we built the first 3 buildings you see here. And since then, in the last 40 years, we've had a lot of additions. Don Neyman, as most of you knew, ran this operation for many years. Did a great job. You know, we felt like, I guess like a lot of people, when you lose your old coach, you'll never get another one as good. We went through several coaches between Don Neyman and Mike Rader. But when we got Mike Rader, we got another great one. Mike, thank you for everything you're doing, for the leadership you're providing, and for the enthusiasm he brings to us and to the board. We're happy today that we'll be able to cut the ribbon on a renovated room. The state of Alabama, as you know, owns this facility. You as a state payer, this is your facility. Paid for not with many taxpayer dollars, but with a few. We were able to convince the legislature in the last few years we needed some renovation. They gave us a few dollars, and with those few dollars, Mike Rader will show you in a few minutes what his dream and the initiative that he had leading forward has developed in this facility. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is just phase 1. We've got plans to redo the other 2 buildings, and those will be coming, we hope, pretty soon. But Mike, thank you for what you've done. Thank each of you for being here. God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Gerald. Appreciate it. Thanks for those kind words. Of course, it takes a big group of folks to make something like this happen. And I don't know, it was 2 years ago, I think, that I went into a auto repair shop in downtown Birmingham and took a truck to a guy that I've been knowing for about 25 years. He has auto and truck down in Birmingham. And I was telling him about this place, and he wanted to come out and see it, so he did. And when he came out here, he said, man, he goes, you need to meet my cousin. And I said, well, who's your cousin? He says, his name's Spencer Till. He's a vice president and creative director at Lewis Communications, big ad agency in Birmingham. And I said, well, what can Spencer do for me? And he goes, well, you just need to call him, tell him to come out and visit you. So I called up Spencer Till, and he came out and visited. And from the moment he stepped foot in this place, he didn't see the warts. All he saw was possibility. That's all he saw. And if I could, I'd like the team from Lewis Communications that is here to stand up and be recognized. They're all over there. Raise your hands, please. Lewis Communications is a huge ad agency, and they've got big money clients. But they understood our limitations here at the Hall of Fame, and they were able to work with us to make our dream come true. Spencer and Andy Cargile. Andy was a guy who came here and worked on all the logistics for the room, all the measurements, all the ordering of materials, all the coordination with the various vendors that came through here. Andy was a guy who just never lost his cool, always maintained his composure, and was always in a good mood, which is really saying something because I was not always in a good mood. But I'd like to introduce now Spencer Till and Andy Cargile to talk about Lewis's involvement and why exactly they did get involved. Spencer?
So I'm a car nut from the get-go. My dad took me to the first race at Talladega 500, and I watched Bobby and Donnie. I think I saw a couple of them driving Red Farmer. You guys are like my idols. I've been watching you guys run around those tracks for years, so it wasn't a hard sell to come in. And we've done some work for Alabama Tourism in the past, and we had seen the place, and I was thinking at the time, this was like, I don't know, 10 years ago, that it really needs an improvement. It needs to be upgraded. You know, you're competing against all these great museums all over the place, including NASCAR's new museum in Charlotte, which is, they've spent millions of dollars on it. But I think the point we want to make here is, you don't have to spend millions of dollars to tell the stories right. You know, and I kind of feel it's my duty to tell the story of these cars, because I'm telling y'all, there's some cars in here. I don't think the people here know what we've got. We've got a Carroll Shelby prototype 427 King Cobra sitting right over there. That's like priceless, you know. And there's countless others. First electric car, like all these different things that are here, and we just feel like the story's not being told right. So what we wanted to do with this first iteration of this is to tell the story right. Try to get, and I'm going to apologize now because I'm sure we got some facts wrong. We've already been pointed out by a couple other folks about it, so I'm sure you're going to read some stuff's probably not right. Just bring it to Mike's attention. He can take it all, and we'll get it changed down the road somewhere. But what is to come is really what I want to talk about a little bit as well, because we've got all kinds of different ideas for anything from a cheat to win exhibit, just all the stuff that people used to do to cheat to get ahead of everybody. There's unbelievable stories about that. Since I brought that idea up, I've gotten all these emails and all this stuff. Oh, we used to put lead pellets in the frame rails. There's all this great stuff that everybody would do to try to beat the rules, to try to get that one little inch edge on your competitor. You know, so we're going to do those kinds of things. There's a tribute to Richard Petty, who really kind of got me into this because my dad did some work for him. And so he basically brought us down here to the Talladega race, and I've been hooked ever since. You know, so this is a privilege for me, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And Andy, you want to say anything? Andy has been, like I say, I designed a good bit of it, but Andy is really the guy that made it work, made it all fit in there and do what it's supposed to do. So I hope you guys like it as much as we do, and I hope you'll remember it's going to take some money to do the rest of this museum, not as much as they spend in Charlotte. But I think if we can do it, and we keep doing what we've been doing, we will get this whole museum to a world-class state and tell a story right. So.
Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, Andy, and thank you all, Lewis Communications team. We really appreciate all your help. This would never have gotten done without some special people who volunteered their time, starting with two in particular. Heath Ray, would you stand up, please? Here he is in the back, sunglasses on, wave your hand, Heath. Heath was an expert forklift operator for us. A lot of these cars were moved with forklift. He's strong as an ox, and he has a true servant's heart. Heath, I appreciate everything you've done. And Wayne Milstead, Smoke, we call him. Wayne, where are you? There he is, right there. Stand up, Wayne. Wayne is an expert car mover. I mean, he can see angles that nobody else can see. He never says no when he's asked to help, and he's always so very generous with his time. And Wayne, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for this place, not just since I was here the last 3.5 years, but even before I got here. We appreciate you. Of course, a car museum would be nothing without cars. And we're very proud to have 7 cars in this room that have never been in our museum before. Alabama auto racing pioneer Charlie Roberts and his wife Rita. Please stand. Charlie loaned us. Sorry, Charlie. I wish he donated it. Charlie loaned us his 9 Junior modified car, and we really appreciate it. They've been great helpers throughout this process. Ed and Kay Chandler, where are you? Stand up, please. They've also been workhorses for us, get the Alabama Pioneer Room ready, and they loaned us, again, they loaned us 2 cars. I'm trying to sneak it in there, Ed. They loaned us 2 cars. They loaned us Ed's IHRA dragster and Ed's mom's car, Cleo Chandler, her dragster called Mom's Toy, that she raced until she was 81 years old. Gary Dalton and Blue Hollingsworth, are you guys here? They loaned us the Jackie Evans number 3 car modified. Tina Gordon and her husband Gary. Tina, Gary, can you stand? It's so good to see Tina. She was a heck of a race car driver, but she was also a heck of a pitch person for Sticks and Stuff Furniture. I don't know if you remember those commercials. But Tina and Gary completely refurbished their number 22 so we could put it in the museum, and we're greatly appreciative of that. Mike Harmon, are you here, Mike? Mike, where are you, Mike? Oh, there you are, Mike. We're lucky to have Mike here for a couple of reasons. One, because he lives out of state in North Carolina, but 2, because his wrecked car that you're going to see in this room, there's no reason anybody should have walked away from that wreck alive. And Mike did. A testament to his toughness, a testament to his faith, and we appreciate you hauling that wreck all the way down here from Carolina to put it in the museum. Gene Sanfilippo. Where are you, Gene? Please stand. She is the wife of the late Mimi Sanfilippo. And many of you racers are familiar with that name because Rocco and Cheater's Speed Shop was a place that every race car driver visited at some point in their racing career. They serviced all the local tracks in the state. They serviced tracks around the region. They even went to Daytona to sell parts. And we are very fortunate to have the Rocco and Cheater Speed Shop van as part of our museum. They were kind enough to loan it. Thank you so much, Gene. Nick Lacasse. Nick, are you here from Barber Motorsports Museum? Well, Nick and Barber Motorsports loaned us 5 motorcycles to put in here to highlight Alabama's motorcycle racing history, starting way back in the early 1900s, and we're proud to be associated with such a world-class center like Barber Motorsports Park. And also a special thanks to Dennis Dobbs and the International Motorsports Hall of Fame Heritage Foundation. Everybody who's with the foundation, and Dennis, if you would stand. What's that? Oh, they're on the interstate. That's unfortunate. There was a wreck, I understand, but they did a great job refurbishing Donnie's car and getting it running. and making it sound like it used to sound when it raced. And we're appreciative of that. And we also saw the petty car out in front of the museum. They got that running again too. So we're very appreciative of all the hard work that they all do. So thank you all. And of course, you know, a project like this can't be done without money and without help from our federal and state and local partners. So I know Lou Watson, you've already been recognized, the Mayor of Lincoln. Lou, appreciate all that you do for Lincoln and for the area and the museum. We appreciate you. Steve Hurst, Representative Steve Hurst is here. Steve, could you stand? Appreciate what you do, Steve. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know if Senator Jim McClendon made it or not, but Senator McClendon is now retired from the state Senate. He was really instrumental in getting the funding increased for the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. And of course, Lee Sentel, the Director of Tourism for the state of Alabama, I don't think Lee can make it today as well. He had another engagement, but Lee has been a true friend and very supportive, and he sees the potential that this museum has for his business of tourism in the state of Alabama. And then finally, all the Alabama racers. This room is dedicated to them and all the support people who helped them race throughout the years, including their families. So if you raced here in the state of Alabama, please stand. So you recognize all the racers, but I want to recognize three in particular. The three that really put Alabama on the map, and the three that really inspired this museum. I had conversations with both Donnie and Bobby Allison when I first took over. The thing that Bobby said is, I really want my plane to get refurbished. Bobby, we were able to do that a couple of years ago. And Donnie said, Mike, you really need to do something for Alabama racing. Donnie, we've done that. So if I could, I'd like to pay tribute to Donnie Allison, Bobby Allison, and Red Farmer. And Red and Donnie, if you'd like to come up and say a few words, I'd appreciate it.